Now, Evie, last night you said you thought Barbara Bowman, the woman who was reporting, the first woman to report on this, was being truthful. You analyzed her way she spoke about this. What about, there she is there, and you said it met every criteria of truthfulness you could measure casually. What about the accuser we're talking about tonight? Not Janice, but the one we saw earlier. Or,
yes,
or Janice, too, for that matter. You want to analyze both of them, that's fine.
Sure. Well, the previous one, not Janice, her indicators are also truthful. She gives the information in chronological order. She's also not very emotional, which is typical after 45 years. She states the facts, and it's towards the end where she gets emotional. That's a truthful way of telling a story, and you can see her almost reliving it. Another thing, Dr. Drew, she speaks in the past. She never switches tenses, which also shows that she's recollecting from the past. And you can see her visualizing it, because when she gets to the part when she speaks about where she gave him oral sex, what do her eyes do? They close, because she's almost trying to get rid of that image from her mind. Again, analyzing her, very truthful. And just in the snippets that we just saw of Janice, again, very truthful. She talks about regret, and she talks about not having said, and the fact that she did try to come out back in 2005, and that this has been earlier on. Again, we see all these indicators that this has been going on, and everybody's been doing what? Trying to cover it up.
Anahita, you defend women who've been taken advantage of quite a bit. Does this measure up for you in some way?
Right. Well, it's tough. You know, if I were defending Bill Cosby in this situation, what I would do is I would attack the credibility of these women, and I would question, why are you coming out now? Is there some type of financial incentive? Are you trying to perhaps extort him?
What about this business of Janice trying to write a book about it and his attorneys stepping in? Can she prove that now? Is there some record of that, do you think, that she can find?
I don't know. I don't know what legal basis they would have had to prevent her from making these allegations in a book. She has a First Amendment right to do that.
Threatening suit, saying it's untrue. They can't prove it.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult thing, because look, Dr. Drew, and that's exactly actually what his defense team would do. Remember, the statute of limitations is up, so none of that matters. But assuming that it wasn't up, then that's what his attorneys would argue. He would question them. Is this because you're trying to create an audience for your book? You're trying to get sales?
Okay.
But it's difficult, you know, because so many of these women, their stories are so similar that there has to be some truth to this.
I'm going to give you last word.
Sure. Dr. Drew, I was heartbroken when I heard this story. But I will have to tell you that if this is true and Bill Cosby has done this, I hope that they put this man in a jail. And I hope that he stays there until he unfortunately passes away. But before he goes in, I hope that he tells these women how sorry he is for what he has done, and that he says that he regrets it with every fiber in him. Because his message, all the good he's done, everything he's done is gone if this allegedly is true.